Well, hello, my snuggly little friends. My name is Brian Maxwell, and this is Brian's voice. Well, I'm Brian, and this is my voice, and I'm a dragon. It's so cold. I'm double layering. I'm double dipping. Have you ever double dipped? Do you double dip? Answer me honestly. Have you ever double dipped in your life? Do you know what double dipping does? Double dipping does what double dipping does best. You get double the flavour, but double the dip. You take a chip and you dip it in your dip, and then you double dip it. You double dip it in your dip, and you get a double. So you eat the chip and then you dip it again. You don't eat the chip and then do a double dip. You can't double dip. Don't be double dipping. Do a big dipper. Big dipper, not double dippers. Bigger is always better, says he, closer to 5 foot not than 6 foot. I'm small in stature, but big in personality. Which means, a lot of the time, do you remember being in a library? Do you even know what a library is? A library is a book house where the books live, and you get them for free. And they're sponsored by the government. Ah! See, we can have nice things. But being in a library, in any cartoon or like series I watched as a kid, you'd walk in and you go, "Hey, how's it go?" Shh! That's how I feel all the time. I feel like I must shush all the time, which is why this is such a lovely place for me to be. And I'm very happy to be here with you because I'm able to just completely let rip, let fly, let the goose loose, as it were. Duck. 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 Goose. I don't know about you, man, but I'm voting for the goose. They're going to win by force. Such as their gallant gander. I don't like swans. We used to go walking the dogs in a beautiful part of the world, close in the grounds of the now defunct Belcamp College, which now, that used to be, now exists. Belcamp, which makes complete sense logically, but not historically or geographically. I am from Belcamp. This new Belcamp is a false Belcamp. If you know where it is, when you go by, you must spit upon it. In solidarity with me, a mental spit, a psychic spit, if you will. When you go by, you think, "Ah, tui, spit on that thing." It is a false Belcamp. But in the grounds of that Belcamp, there was a beautiful little pond. And there were ducks and swans. Do you know what sound a swan makes? Did you know that? If you know that, then you realise what I realise and what I hold deep in my heart. Swans are evil. No, Brian, but the children of Lear, the beautiful children of Lear that could come on land, and they were children once again until the spell was broken. I'm sure they were turned into swans because they themselves were awful people, represented by the evil swan. But no, the ugly duckling became a beautiful swan. That swan's an asshole. That duck was raised not to have notions. Have you ever met someone who was raised to be a swan, taught the swan ways? They are the enemy. Unless you're Cara Noir. That's a karate swan. That's a different type of swan. A black swan, if you will. I'll trust you if you're a black swan. Because I've not met one of those. But the white ones, oh, them evil. You can see it when they're like little baby swan ducklings, swanlings. You can see they have like the grey and they're kind of gawky and awkward, and then they turn into swans and they're filled with evil. Evil swans. I was a delightful boy, bringing bread for the foul and feathered friends I wished to frolic among them, among their flock. And I offered bread, and the swan decided that I was a greater snack to be had, and he beaked upon my fingies and scared me and betrayed me. It's the betrayal, you see. The betrayal is what hurts more. I thought, oh, a beautiful friend for me. You will be my friend, and Dad bit me. Do you ever want to be someone's friend and then they bite you? Quite frankly, we don't bite enough people, and I realise why, for the sanitary and social faux pas of it all. Some people do deserve to be bitten. Maybe I deserve to be bitten. Maybe the swan knew. Maybe the swan knew what I would grow up to be. Fluffy and annoying, with stories to tell. The swan granted me the tale. But I will not trust a swan again. I am Team Goose. I am Team Duck. Vote pigeon. Always stick with the turkeys. Dustin Hoffman, your only man. Now, if a swan could drive a high-ace van, maybe I would start to try to put in some labour. What did he do exactly? Nothing. Just cause terror. Terrorising birdies. I had birds. Cockatiel. A cock or two. I don't mind. Yeah, we had cockatiels. 3 of them. One of them was savaged by the other. And then we got another one. And then that one fell foul because, quite frankly, the air quality in that home was like a canary in a coal mine. And then the other one survived. And we had to give him away because we noticed we were racking up birds like we were playing duck hunt. Careful how you say that. Depending on what type of accent you have, part of the country or world you're in, duck hunt. I think that was my first ever sense of anger towards that dog in the Super Nintendo Entertainment System game. He would mock me. I wanted to shoot that dog. Oh, I wanted to shoot that dog. But you couldn't shoot that dog. When you couldn't shoot the ducks. When you couldn't hunt the ducks. The dog would mock you. Which I find very odd given the fact that he was a hunting dog, and if you miss the ducks, he doesn't get the ducks, and therefore he does not get paid with biscuits and a tennis ball. Biscuit tennis ball. Tasty. Too hairy. Too bally. I'd be a great tennis player. If it was biscuits, I'd just eat them all. And serve hum. And serve hum. And serve hum. Love biscuits. Do you have a favourite biscuit? I know that I give off the impression of a man who has very expensive taste. Quite frankly, there are only 2 biscuits that I would classify as worthy of my elegant palate. What do you think I am? Some type of swan? Shortbread biscuits to honour my Scottish heritage. And McVitie's because they have a little cheeky bit of chocolate, but not too much. Just enough that you think, ooh, I'm having a biscuit, but ooh, also a bit of chocolate. You'd never go for a McVitie's if you were looking for chocolate. You only go for McVitie's because you want a biscuit and you get a little bit of chocolate. And I don't have anything wrong in my body. My personal beliefs do not stretch far beyond the plain McVitie's, but quite frankly, if given the choice between a little bit of chocolate, much like my swans, I don't trust it if it's all white. That's why I have a beard. Contractual obligation, quite literally written into my marriage vows and in the contract, thou shalt, must, always, very much, all the time, beard. I know I could sell it for the children, to save the children from the swans. I still hold the hatred in my heart. I will not forgive them. I tried forgiving them. Every time I try to forgive a swan, I walk up to him and go, it is now time for me to offer you my forgiveness. We shall create a pact together, brother. We shall now join the brines and the swans. And then the swan says, and I go, that's why I've never liked you. I've learned a lot about myself this week. I'm a meme in France. More specifically, my name is a meme in France. If you're Irish, you would have learned a couple of fuckle. And if you don't know what I just said, that's not a swear. I'm speaking Irish. I can say that as much as I like. Fuckle, 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 fuckle. It means words. When you learn Irish, Léanis go curmachar na strúd fá per na tráracha agus na ceisna a gawan liquid a beep. And you would listen to people speaking oscuelga in Irish. And you'd listen to them, and there'd be questions on your exam, and you'd listen, and they'd give you the information, and you write it down, depending on the questions. And you would win the Irish. Hooray! And I use it every day. But the same thing, in France, they learned English. And in the same way, I know, which is the prompt. Listen very carefully to everything that's being said here and answer the questions in part A. Beep. They would have to listen to the tape and answer it in the class or individually. And the famous question is, where is Brian? Where is Brian? And they would have to answer, in the kitchen. I was very tempted to record this week's video in the kitchen, but the sheer effort of it all, can we just use our imaginations? I am proud to be in the kitchen. Actually, one of my first YouTube videos was me talking in a kitchen. If it's still there, it's terrible. Not much has improved. I've just gotten hairier and more snuggly. But it does make me think about rooms. I love an old room. I'm trying to think. What is my favourite room? Probably the room that I live in. Yes, the living room. The shomra. I'm trying to think what are the other ways of saying living room. The parlour. The den. The place where the television lives. The television room. That's why. The television. Every room can be a television room if it has a television. Or as I saw on like a very obscure ad for a wireless controller of some video game contraption I do not remember, where they were sitting on the toilet and playing a video game with the wireless controller with the use of mirrors, which I find very difficult because if you shine one mirror you get the reverse image, so you have to go mirror, so you'd have to have two mirrors set up to be able to get the actual same image that you would have otherwise if you're watching the television, unless you have like you've reversed the order of the directions on your wireless pad. I believe it was Spider-Man fighting the Green Goblin. I wonder what Spider-Man's favourite room is. Definitely not the bath. Definitely not the bathroom. He gets stuck in it. 'Tis the season for spider friends. Please keep your windows closed at all times, otherwise Peter Parker will get you and he'll pick a peck of your pickled peppers. Yeah, I think the living room's my favourite. Has a television and a couch. I think I can do more of every activity that I would like to do in the living room except for pooping. I have a habit of doing something you would normally do in the bathroom But elsewhere in the house, when I brush my teeth, I have to walk around. It's not very safe. I try not to go up and down the stairs, but I do kind of wander from the bathroom to the landing, into my bedroom, out of my bedroom. Kind of walk around. I need to move around. It's not the only task that I like to walk around with while doing. I do it when I'm on the phone as well. Specifically, traditional, telephony, not televisual. Not the video format, the old school. As God intended. If I'm on the phone and I have to hold it, I need to move around. I don't know what it is about me holding something in my hand. Holding something? Phone or phone? 6'7" or 6'9". You learn a lot about yourself by doing this. Bleh. This is a phone to me, but this is not. This is the beginning of a very bad puppet performance. Mwah. Love you too. Now, back to where you're best suited. To walk around while brushing my teeth. Am I the only one? Is it just me? Why do I do this? Why can't I just stand there? Ah, yes, the hyperactivity. But even phone calls as well. I'm a devil for the video calls in work. I do have to. I'm so happy I get to tell people. Excuse me, sorry, before we start the meeting, I'm just going to let you know, I have ADHD. I cannot sit still without movement of something. I must be moving at all times. Sleeping is very much like stopping a freight train. Does anyone have an actual way that I could go to sleep easier that doesn't involve absolutely devastating myself with some type of chemical? Is there like a routine, a rhythm, a dance? Can I pray to the sleeping gods? Please, tonight, let me just lie down and fucking relax. I was chilling out, maxing all cool like a baller. And Sarah was relaxing also, as was Ethan. And the dogs. And the fish were there too. And everyone's relaxing. And then we had to get up and go somewhere. And I just went, I'm so tired. And Sarah went, but you've been lying down for an hour. How come you're still tired? I was like, have you not rested? I was like, I can't rest. I'm assured I can't rest. I don't know how. It's an alien concept to me. What do you mean, relax? What's that going to do? That sounds very unrelaxing. I'm going to try relax now. You ready? Now what? How? Do I need a task? Must I engage the Lego? I should engage the Lego. Maybe the Lego. I need like a passive project. Something that can just ever so slightly take prominence. Take just enough attention away from my lobes. My delicious, delicious brain lobes. Betcha swans can relax. Of course they can relax. I'd relax too if I could bite anyone I wanted. Just one. Start playing Baldur's Gate. And Astarion, darling. Bit Sarah's character, at which point both of us decided not to say anything about it and just enjoy what was happening. And he got away with it. Although I'm not Neil Newbon. Newbon? Fucking Newbone. Hey. Stunningly attractive and talented, handsome, brilliant man that is. One day I'll be a sexy vampire. I'd be a fucking terrible vampire. I did always think wolves were cool. So, maybe a werewolf. Woo. Maybe it'd be like Jawbone from Dimension 20. The career guidance counselor. Come on in. I'll make you feel better about your life. Sit down. Would you like a cup of cocoa? put a little sneaky peppermint schnapps in there. Shh, don't tell your teachers. What would you rather be? Sexy vampire? Or career guidance counsellor werewolf? Or attach a career to your favourite fantasy creature? I'd love to know about them, and I'll tell stories about them in the next video. That'd be great. I'll do voices. We'll have a wonderful time. But for now, thank you so much for listening. I really needed to get that out this week. What I needed to get out? Words. I don't talk nearly enough during my day, which creates the need to do this. And thank you so much for offering your ears to me. They've been lovely and delicious, and I'll give them a little nibble. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you real soon.